Okay guys, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to neurologically exploit your dreams into reality. Everything starts from the subconscious mind. Like 95% of your day, you are operating from the subconscious mind throughout every single action that you take. And you shouldn't have to rely on motivation to really make a change in your life, being more focused, more productive, eating cleaner meals, going to the gym on time, just becoming a better of you. You shouldn't have to rely on motivation. This is deep identity work that you need to change internally before you start seeing any external change. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to exactly put that into practice. So this is a exclusive module that I have inside of my one-on-one mentorship that I only give for my paid clients. But my entire reason why I started social media is to give away as much value as possible and document my failures towards success in an authentic way. And me knowing this has literally changed my life, this exact practice, I want to give it out to you guys for free because I know it can fucking change lives. And before we actually jump into the video, I want to say this is not a quick video, a quick hit of motivation. This is not going to give you instant dopamine, but rather actual things that you should put into your life that will leave a fucking change if you allow it to. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. I want to preface this video by saying that I don't think you have to rely on motivation or do anything as far as going to the gym, eating cleaner, staying more focused, being productive, avoiding distractions. You shouldn't have to rely on motivation. It's not a temporary thing, but rather it's your identity. It's what you confirm as normal to you. So that is the entire point of this practice. It's the entire point of my entire mentorship. And I hope you guys understand. I mean, yes, I yell at you guys at some points, and that's very much needed, but that is not my main form of teaching. Every single call, I'm not getting on just frying you guys 24/7, but rather helping you understand why you think the way you do and what to do about it. In this practice, this module right here is going to really help you understand that. So identity reinforcement practice. And there's two concepts I want you to understand before we actually go into the practice of future and self narratives. So the first thing is your internal thermostat. Essentially, the internal frequency that you operate on, saying no matter what temperature, it will either cool off or rise to that level. So let's say like literally think of a thermostat, right? So your internal thermostat is at a 80 degrees, right? If you have a bad day, it's going to drop to 50, right? You're cooling off. But the next day, you're going to find a way to rise it back up to that 80. The same works inversely. If you operate on or let's say you have a hot day, right? And you're at like 90 to 100 degrees, like you're fucking killing it, super productive. You're winning every single waking moment of the day, right? The next day is going to drop down to that 80 degrees that you are set internally, right? And that only changes once you change your own internal frequency because everything happens internally and the world is just a lagging indicator of that change that you made internally. So, this is going to really help you. Like this practice is really going to help you like understand how you can put that into application. Your subconscious image is the next thing I want you to understand. The subconscious thoughts that align your true identity with, for example, if you're a high level multi-million dollar man, then your thoughts will constantly reaffirm that, and the same works inversely. The way you go out throughout the world, right? Let's say you're fucking broke, you live in a victim mindset, and you are walking across the street, and it's you can walk. It's the light is saying that you can't cross, and all of a sudden a car starts honking at you. You think that person's against you. Take it personally. You're like, why is this person honking at me? You start moving a lot more insecure. Like you're not as confident when you walk. Everything happens to you rather than for you. Those are the mindsets that you can't shift. And that all starts with your subconscious image you have set for yourself, which is this is how we're going to program that image through this practice. So go ahead and jumping in the self-narrative, future self-narrative, right? And I want you to understand why this actually matters. So the main thing is that the brain cannot distinguish between vague, imagined reality and the real one. And this exercise is a way to exploit that neurologically. Right. So what I mean by like vague is if you say you want to be a better version of you, what the fuck does that mean? Let me plug in my MacBook real quick. Give me a second, guys. But hold on. Let me focus on this. Come on. Yeah, I need to get a new MacBook. All right. But like what I was saying. If you want to be better, like what does better actually mean? Can you describe to the T what that person, what that version of you does on a day-to-day basis? If you can't, like, that is why, like, that is the missing gap between why you have to rely on motivation, right? Because the motivation is like, maybe you see it on IG Reels, maybe you see it on YouTube, maybe someone you know is like doing better for themselves, and you start to, like, kind of exemplify that thing that you saw into your real life and kind of steal that experience into your own personal situation, and that is why you feel motivated. But true identity work is understanding what that version of you looks like, that better version of you. Because once you really nail that down, then it's a matter of being able to move congruently with that person on a daily basis on a lens of congruency. Meaning, how congruent can my actions be towards that better version of me? Instead of waking up and scrolling your phone immediately and just, like, letting the world attack you, letting all the notifications hit your phone, start responding to all of them, rather just focusing on yourself first. Instead, you do identity work in the morning, you get some sun exposure, you do some stretching, you get a good meal in. That is how you attack the day first instead of the world attack you, right? There's two different paradigms you live in based on who you want to be, right? So that is what I want you to really put into practice in this application. So the actual, like, description of this practice is first person present test first person present tense written descriptions of the exact higher self you're becoming. Not who you want to be someday, but who you already are in the vision you have for yourself. So there's four domains that I want you to understand through this practice, and I'm actually going to read you the exact things that I read to myself every single day, because I've texted you guys this before, but I'm not going to tell you to do anything that I don't do personally myself or I haven't tried myself. And this is something that I still do to my, like, every single day. It is something that has literally fucking changed my life. So I'm never going to tell you to do anything that I haven't done myself. So the four domains that I want you to go about is your identity and internal world, your physical presence and standard, your relationships and social world, your work, purpose, legacy, right? And I give you, like, a kind of template of questions that you can go along and answer an example of what these answers will look like. But I honestly think it's better if I just read out mine so you can see how I put it into my own life. And then before I dive into, like, what I said for mine, I want you to understand, like, the framework for these. One page, at least, like, one page written on pen and paper. I have like 4 pages written, which I'm going to read out to you and you're going to fucking listen to. Be specific, not vague. Like, I am confident is weak. Like, what does confidence mean? Right? Literally describe what this feeling feels like. Like, I walk into rooms knowing I belong there before people feel it, and people feel it. Include emotional texture. How does it feel like to be this person? What emotions are present daily? What is gone that used to drain you? First person only, not I will, I am. And write as if you're already there looking back at the transformation. You are not describing a goal. This is a reality. That is the biggest thing. This is reality. You have to literally convince yourself that, because, again, I will reiterate that it all changes internally first before you start seeing any external change. And I'm telling you, it takes a long time. Like, I am currently, like, in my present day, I am reaping the rewards of the work that I put in a year ago, 2 years ago. Like, I am just reaping those rewards now. Before then, it was just fucking hell. Like, I was going through the fucking trenches, as you would call it. Like, it is a big lagging indicator of the change that took place a year and 2 years ago. So understand that, like, anything that is good for you is going to be painful at first. It's not going to give you an instant reward, but rather it's going to take time. And that time contrast is what makes it so fucking rewarding. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of mine. Let's go ahead and start with identity and internal world. This one right here. And by the way, like, something about me, some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't, but my handwriting is it's very cooked. So, like, I do prefer doing it on my MacBook because I can actually read this stuff. My handwriting, like, if this wasn't me writing it, I would not be able to read it at all. But number one, identity and internal world. I think without an ego, yet have a smooth confidence that gives me clarity. I know money is abundant and also a lagging indicator of the work I've done previously. I understand this world as a mirror that reflects my internal state with materialism. When things get hard, I do not allow my emotions to swing too heavy. I start stacking the smallest wins to regain momentum. My internal monologue is clear, not overstimulated or noisy, but free from doubt, worry, uncertainty, and sin. I don't feel temptation over lust, gambling, excessive spending, or materialism, or something. Again, my handwriting is pretty shit, but I rather attract each of these and they materialize in my life. The recording cut off, so I'm going to continue this here. Physical standards. So I carry myself with confidence. I do not look in the mirror. I peek in it. I'll say that again. I do not look in the mirror. I peek in it. Saying that I don't microanalyze every little thing in the mirror when I look at it, and I don't judge myself too heavily, but I peek in the mirror. I notice the things, and I'm consciously aware of them, but I don't let it affect me too heavily. I accept my strengths and growth points, and I am actively in the pursuit of a better me. My body is a physical representation of my delayed gratification, and I hold my physique with pride. So that's physical. This is the second domain that I just read over right now. The third domain, relationships and social world. Or sorry, I'm continuing off this one right here. I had a little bit more written. So my physical standard is whole and fresh foods. I turn my head at anything processed. I train my body daily in the weight room and walking. I aim for a minimum 10,000 steps daily. I train 3 4 times a week. I keep my grooming to a very high standard. I present myself well to others. I prioritize my sleep over everything and allow my mind to fully release from consciousness when I do so. Okay, the third one, relationships and social world. I am very precise with who I keep relations with. For the ones closest, I ensure their morals, values, beliefs, ideologies align with mine. For those I don't see eye to eye with, I make sure I hide my power levels, right? I don't cut them off, but I make sure I hide my power levels. People who interact with me believe I'm kind, funny, respectful, high authority, good looking. I only spend my time with men who are absolute killers and are constantly working towards their goals. When I am in the room, people believe I'm straightforward and loyal, a loyal guy to those I love. So that is relationship and social world. The last one, work, purpose, and legacy. I am building the characteristics, values, skill sets, morals of my highest self that God has intention for me. I desire to radiate with energy, share value, love to those around me. My typical days are waking up at 7 to 9 a.m., mentally working on myself first through journaling, sun exposure, reading, then working on content, client calls, sales calls, and other businesses, and then eating clean meals and training. I am creating an impact of truth that might hurt, but you can't have a rainbow without a little bit of rain. And I don't know why I did that in, but success feels like increasing my frequency, desire is attracting it to me, and constantly learning. So hopefully you guys get an understanding of like what that looks like as into application to my own personal life. Of course, take this as an example, but don't write down what I said like bar for bar. That's literally why I didn't have it written down here, and why I read it out to you verbally is so you don't copy me bar for bar. Um, Boredom. Sorry. So that is the future self narrative. And again, read this to you every single day. Put it on pen and paper so it's not just floating around in your MacBook, but rather physically in reality on pen and paper. And you're actually reading this stuff. And I'm telling you, like, bro, it gives me so much confidence going throughout my day because I know exactly what kind of person I'm trying to align myself with. So I'm like, bro, do this fucking exercise. It will change your life on a long enough time frame. The last thing, and this is going to be very helpful for you guys who are still dealing with bad habits and behaviors. So a mismatch audit is to identify specific bad behaviors, patterns, habits that show incongruence from your present reality to your future self narrative. Write down each of those bad habits, etc. Not etc. Example: smoking, doom scrolling, negative self talk, procrastination, boredom. Right? Like, don't think of boredom as just like, dude, I need to do something with my time and doom scroll, but rather like use it for a time with presence with yourself. When you feel the urge to give into any of these things, stop. Just stop yourself. Consciously realize that you're about to go into a bad habit. Breathe with yourself. Take a moment to attach yourself to the present. Take a moment to attach yourself to the present reality, and then label it as a comfort loop or employee loop. Right. So if you are, instead of working on your business, instead of working on yourself, because those are the same kind of things, if you give into the comfort of smoking weed, of whatever bad vice it is for you, stop, breathe with yourself, attach yourself to the present reality, understand that this moment right here that you are in control of determines what kind of vote you're giving into your current reality or your highest self, right? You are constantly voting with your actions of who you want to be on a daily basis. So label it as either a comfort or employee loop in your head so you understand that you're actively self-sabotaging, and then proceed and do something else. Like immediately switch it up, and over a long enough time frame, like it's not gonna feel like you have to force yourself and use too much willpower to do this stuff. Like you're literally just going to actively realize that you are, doing a mismatch behavior, and then automatically course correct yourself and do a better thing. But yeah, this is the entire practice right here, guys. Like I can give you all of the best value in the world, but if you don't put it into practice, nothing changes if nothing changes. So apply it and fucking kill it, guys. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you took some value from it. And again, this is just a seed that can be planted. Whether or not you want to water that seed, that is completely up to you and your control based off the things that I said in this video. But I do have an offer for you for those guys who want more personalized support. Again, I have a one-on-one mentorship where I help clients achieve their best possible life through subconscious rewiring. And I have a book a call link in the description of this video that you can apply and get on a call with me. We can talk more about your situation, what exact goals you have, and if my program can actually help you achieve those goals. So again, that link is in the description of this video, and I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope to see some of you guys soon.